I was always the nice one, the one who understood too much, forgave too quickly, and stayed quiet to keep the peace. I believed that love meant patience without limits, empathy without conditions, and sacrifice without recognition. I told myself that being easygoing made me lovable, that saying yes was the price of being chosen. He thought he understood his mind, but what he didn't know was that a resource existed that could help him rebuild his life. You'll find it in the description and comments. At the time, I didn't see my behavior as a problem. I saw it as kindness. What I didn't realize was that kindness without boundaries slowly turns into self-abandonment. I learned early that saying no caused tension, that disagreement led to distance, that setting limits risked rejection. So I adapted. I became agreeable, flexible, emotionally available at all times. I listened more than I spoke. I adjusted my needs to fit the comfort of others. And in my relationships, this pattern deepened. I gave space, time, energy, understanding, even when it hurt, especially when it hurt. But why did love always feel exhausting? Why did I feel invisible even when I was constantly present? Being the nice one earned me approval, but it cost me my voice. The conflict grew quietly. I started feeling resentment toward the very people I was trying to please. Small disappointments accumulated. Promises were broken, boundaries crossed, emotional labor taken for granted. And every time I felt hurt, I told myself I was being dramatic. Don't be difficult. Don't ask for too much. Be understanding. But how much understanding is too much? How many times can you betray yourself before your mind starts to protest? Anxiety became my constant companion. I felt tense before conversations, afraid that expressing a need would label me as demanding or selfish. The breaking point came when I realized I was shrinking. My opinions softened, my desires became optional, my discomfort became invisible, even to me. One day, after agreeing to something that deeply violated my emotional limits, I felt an overwhelming emptiness. Not anger, not sadness, emptiness. That was the moment I understood that I wasn't being kind. I was being afraid. Afraid of losing love, afraid of being alone, afraid of becoming too much. And in that fear, I had allowed others to define how much space I was allowed to occupy. The realization was uncomfortable but freeing. I began to see that boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks. They don't push people away. They reveal who respects you. I understood that saying no doesn't make you cold, and setting limits doesn't make you unloving. It makes you honest. Many people benefit from your lack of boundaries, and they will resist when you start to create them. That resistance taught me something important. Discomfort is often the price of growth. Rebuilding myself meant learning a new language, the language of self-respect. I practiced saying no without explanations. I stopped over apologizing for my feelings. I allowed disappointment to exist without trying to fix it immediately, and slowly something shifted. My anxiety decreased. My relationships became clearer. Some connections faded, unable to survive without my constant self-sacrifice. Others transformed, becoming healthier and more balanced. I realized that love should feel safe, not negotiated at the expense of your well-being. Boundaries didn't make me lonely. They made me selective. They filtered out emotional chaos and made room for mutual respect. I learned that people who truly care about you don't need you to disappear to stay. You can access it too. The link is in the description and comments. True freedom begins in the mind and only then appears in life. If this story resonated with you, like this video, subscribe to Love eMind, and continue building healthier relationships through self-awareness and emotional strength.